Hi, this is David with entry number 289, 290, something like that. It is Wednesday at about 6 o'clock, just like always. The weather has chilled down quite a bit, it's about in the low 70s right now, and tomorrow we'll be hiking back up to the 80s, and then Friday it'll be back down into the low 70s. So the weather here is bipolar. But you know, it's fine. Korean weather is actually, let's go this way. Korea in general, just in terms of geography and climate, is actually like not a very good place to live. It's very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter, and the actual like topography of the country is very like mountainous. It's extremely mountainous. So basically they had to do a lot of leveling, and all the populated cities are in places where there's a lot of flat land. The reason why Gangwon-do is kind of like the most sparsely populated of all the provinces is because it's the most hilly, the most mountainous. There's tons of mountains, tons of rivers, tons of streams, tons of forests, dense forests, and you really just, the infrastructure would be too massive, especially for a country this small. To spend that much just to develop this province would be too big. The whole reason, like, so technically, like, I should only be like 2 hours to an hour and a half away from Seoul if it was a flat, straight drive. But because of it's so mountainous, it takes me like 3 to 3.5 hours to get to Seoul. So it's a very arduous kind of trip and a very difficult country to cultivate. I think the people in the northern part, like North Korea, have it worse. I think that's even more mountainous and gross, and yeah, but because of this, because of the harsh climate, because of the harsh terrain, what you found, I think, is really like a people that hardened very tough. And because of its history with war and occupation and more war and more occupation, you have a people, at least the ones that are post or pre, 30 years old, they're very tough, they're very hardened, and they're very aggressive. You have people that take what they want, people that live life very fully. They have a life of extremes. I wouldn't be too surprised if the death rate in Korea, or the average age of death, is relatively early compared to like Japan or China, because this country the people are hard. Many people have like rheumatoid arthritis in their hands. I've seen older people, I'm talking about like older than 60. People who are bent over completely, like can never flatten out again. They're basically stuck like an A shape, and they can never not be that. I've seen it so bad where they had to crawl on their hands and knees, or on their hands and feet, and get around, like hobble around, kind of like Smeagol in Lord of the Rings. So yeah, it's a very fascinating thing, but it is what it is, I suppose. I'll talk about class today. Excuse me. It was a really decent class. I'm getting good with the kindergartners. I'm finding that I'm actually liking younger kids a lot more than older kids, because their attitude towards learning is much better, and the older kids are really fed up with learning, and they don't want to learn anymore, and they're really tired of school, so they just want to get out. So that compounded on the fact that I'm teaching after school is a big motivation, I think, for them to not really want to be motivated for English. But it's fine. It wasn't like it was awful with the 5-6. I had 2 hours with 5-6, It wasn't like it was awful, it was just a little strained. I thought I had planned this really interesting lesson plan and had this cool activities, but they really didn't like any of it. So it's a lesson learned. Like they complain that every class is the same, although all the material is the same. They complain that every class is the same, and so, or even though the material is not the same, they complain that the classes are the same. And so they, anytime I've been trying to introduce new things the last couple of weeks, and they get upset because they can't understand it, and they ask to do the old things again. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's a little difficult, vexing, troubling, but overall I don't think it's that big of a problem, because I am seeing them. I'm seeing about 70% of the class learn a lot, and the other 30% is a little straggling, but overall it's been pretty good. Pretty good. Tomorrow I think I'm going to get Popping Sue. My co-teacher isn't coming because she has her finals this week, so she's done with school this week basically, so that's exciting. Other than that, I'm gonna get takeout, so hopefully I'll be posting a couple pictures of the Popping Sue takeout. I think it should be pretty interesting, to be honest, to see how it turns out. I saw them packaging it for someone, and they put it in like a heat-proof or a cold-proof bag, so it'll be pretty awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been entry number 290, and I will talk with you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.